and who is so outstanding, not only on the ice, but as a person.
14-year-old Landon DuPont of Calgary is expected to receive exceptional status.
Now, he'd just be the second player ever in the West to be given exceptional status following Connor Bedard.
He's not just good, he's dominating. And he's 14 years old.
Picture a teenager so dominant that he's outclassing opponents who already have driver's licenses. And he's doing it from the blue line. 15-year-old Landon DuPont is ripping up junior hockey in a way no one has since a young Sidney Crosby, but with one extra twist. He's a defenseman orchestrating the game at both ends of the rink. This isn't puffed up hype. Scouts from every NHL club are logging kilometers just to catch one of his shifts, and even veteran coaches can't stop raving about his poise. What you're witnessing is the birth of the sport's next seismic talent. These breakdowns take days of digging through stats, scouting reports, and game tape. So if you appreciate the grind, smash that subscribe button before we get rolling. Grab a seat because we're about to unpack why DuPont isn't just another prodigy. He might be hockey's blueprint for the future. Last season, at just 14, DuPont skipped an entire age bracket and dove headfirst into the U18 circuit, matching up against players almost 4 years older and visibly stronger than he was. Most kids would settle for staying afloat. DuPont spearheaded his club's offense with 52 points in 30 games, snatched top blue liner honors, and hauled his team to a championship while being crowned playoff MVP. His opponents tried to lean on him physically, but he simply shrugged them off, using deceptive edge work and laser-precise passing to flip momentum in seconds. The result? A highlight reel that looked less like a fearless teenager and more like a seasoned pro toying with junior competition. Hockey Canada's exceptional player status is the sport's ultimate stamp of approval, a green light that says, this kid is too good for conventional rules. Typically, a 15-year-old in the WHL is restricted to a 5-game sampler. DuPont's assessment: forget the sampler, he's entree ready right now. To grasp just how selective this honor is, remember that in WHL history, only one other player, Connor Bedard, has earned the same privilege. Widen the focus across Canada's 3 major junior leagues, and you still land on just 9 names, including heavyweight legends like Connor McDavid, John Tavares, and Aaron Ekblad. DuPont now shares that pedestal, yet stands alone as the first defenseman in WHL history to get the nod. Scouts involved in the evaluation process reportedly needed only a single viewing to agree he was operating on a different wavelength, anticipating plays, running power play point, and quarterbacking breakouts with a calm usually reserved for veterans twice his age. When the Everett Silvertips called DuPont's name first overall in May 2024, the buzz inside the arena felt like draft night electricity bottled and uncorked. He met those expectations at full speed. Shift 1 of Game 1, he jumped into the rush, feathered a backhand pass through traffic, then hustled back to extinguish an odd man break, drawing a collective gasp from the crowd. 5 games in, he lasered home his inaugural WHL tally. By Game 8, multi-point nights had become routine. Broadcasters were coining nicknames, and rival fan bases had already circled Silvertips matchups just to watch the kid work. If there were any doubts about the league's youngest player, they evaporated the moment he touched the puck. 17 games into his WHL baptism, DuPont was cruising at 19 points, a 1.11 points per game clip that eclipses what McDavid and Tavares managed at the same age while playing forward. Let that marinate. As a defenseman, DuPont quarterbacks breakouts, kills penalties, and still produces offense like a top 6 sniper. Blue liners traditionally need extra seasons to polish their attacking instincts, but DuPont is bulldozing that timeline. Maintain this trajectory and he could eclipse McDavid's rookie totals and even nip at Bedard's jaw-dropping record. At that point, the storyline shifts from defenseman defies odds to teenager redefines the ceiling for every up-and-coming star. Analytics departments are already plotting charts to compare his pace against Hall of Famers, and the numbers keep tilting in his favor. Stack DuPont's production against other 15-year-olds in CHL lore, and the gap becomes glaring. Aaron Ekblad, long held up as the prototype of a can't-miss defensive prodigy, piled up 29 points over 63 games at 15. DuPont is nearly tripling that rate, doing it with a modern toolkit that includes deceptive blue line walks, east-west skating patterns, and NFL quarterback vision. Greg Hawgood's mid-80s breakout once felt untouchable for young defenders. DuPont is pacing to erase it before the holiday holiday break. What's unfolding isn't a fleeting hot streak fueled by early growth spurts. It's a paradigm shift, a proof of concept that today's training methods, analytics, and elite skating instruction can morph a teenager into a full-blown offense generator from the back end. Coaches, scouts, and parents will measure every next-gen defenseman against the DuPont curve for years to come. Score sheets hint at greatness, but live viewings seal the verdict. DuPont reads the ice 2 moves ahead, drifting into shooting lanes before opponents sense danger. His edge work mirrors Cale Makar's fluid glide, letting him join rushes, button hook at the hash marks, and still make it back in time to snuff out odd man breaks. With the puck, his passes travel tape to tape through traffic like guided missiles, turning teammates such as Carter Bear into nightly highlight machines. Defensively, he balances Quinn Hughes' style stick work with a serenity you usually see in seasoned NHL blue liners. Shoulder checks, quick pivots, calculated stick lifts, he dismantles chances with surgical calm. Off the ice, whispers about his meticulous video sessions and leadership in the gym paint the picture of a kid who studies the game as intensely as he plays it. That 360-degree commitment, that fusion of IQ, skill, and maturity is why executives already label him a potential franchise-altering pick. Hockey lore warns that teenage domination doesn't always translate to instant NHL stardom. Shane Wright's roller coaster ride from consensus #1 to unexpected slide proved how quickly narratives can wobble. Yet DuPont's combination of pro-level edge work, panoramic vision, and year-one production screams cornerstone louder than any blue liner in a generation. Scouts rave about the nuance in his game, his ability to disguise breakout passes, deploy deceptive shot fakes on the power play, and recover inside positioning after pinching deep in the offensive zone. All habits that normally require years of pro refinement. If he dodges major injuries and keeps climbing his learning curve, general managers will wage bidding wars for the chance to announce his name first overall in 2027. Some front offices are already sketching cap sheet blueprints around a theoretical DuPont draft, banking on an entry-level contract that could anchor their defense for a decade. Analytics departments, meanwhile, have started modeling the ripple effects his controlled exit rates and zone entry suppression could have on team possession metrics, projecting a swing of several standings points per season. Even marketing crews are salivating. A bilingual, camera-ready star with highlight reel flair is the kind of personality who sells jerseys from Alberta to Zurich. In other words, DuPont isn't simply a coveted prospect, he's a potential organizational reset button, capable of altering both on-ice strategy and off-ice economics the moment he shakes the commissioner's hand on draft night. Landon DuPont is more than a prodigy, he's the prototype for tomorrow's defensemen. Fast-thinking, dual-threat dynamos who dictate entire games from the back end. At 15, he's already forcing record books to open fresh chapters, his exploits challenging decades-old assumptions about age, position, and offensive ceilings. Should his ascent stay on course, he won't merely play in the NHL, he'll influence how the game is scouted, coached, and ultimately imagined. In a league hungry for the next transformational figure, DuPont could well become the talent that defines an era, igniting a generation of kids who dream not just of scoring goals, but of commanding the ice from the blue line out.